At full-time in New Jersey, 40,000 England fans linked arms and sang that football was finally coming home. The team they had just defeated was Panama. Panama finished the World Cup, bottom of the group, with no points and no goals. This is a story about a 2-0 win, and it is also a story about a nation deciding that win was a coronation. Let's start with the opponent. Panama became the first side to fail to score at a World Cup in 16 years. Before the match, reports emerged that Panama's own players had clashed in training, so England were facing a team in visible disarray, which makes the next 45 minutes genuinely difficult to explain. A team falling apart in private somehow held England hostage in public. At the interval, England trailed Panama on shots, on touches in the box, and on expected goals. 0.15 versus 0.49. NBC Sports summed up the display in 2 words. Poor. Again. The wingers failed to spark. Then Reece James pulled up with a hamstring injury, handing Tuchel a right-back problem to carry into the knockouts. Here's the detail that says everything. During a sponsored hydration break, the England fans booed. They booed the water. When the crowd is jeering a beverage company against the worst team in the group, something has gone structurally wrong. Panama even thought they'd scored, drilling one into the top corner. The flag went up by a margin you could measure in eyelashes, so for 62 minutes, the script for football coming home read like a hostage note, and then, in the space of 5 minutes, everything flipped. On 62 minutes, Saka whips in a corner from the left. Bellingham sticks out a leg and flicks it home. After an hour of nothing, England finally lead. 5 minutes later, Bellingham turns provider. Kane rises and heads past Mosquera. 2 goals, 300 seconds, 1 rescued evening. The full match numbers flatter England, 1.49 to 0.58. But almost all of that threat was crammed into the final half hour. The statistics didn't lie, they'd just arrived very, very late. And then came the gift that saved the entire narrative. Kane's header made him England's all-time leading World Cup scorer. A genuine, beautiful record. The exact heroic frame broadcasters needed to hang 62 minutes of beige onto. And the strangest part of this story is still ahead, because the celebration is about to outgrow the performance entirely. The final whistle blows. The stadium announcer reaches for the big button. And out it comes. Football's coming home. 40,000 people, who had just booed a water break, now declared a tournament essentially won. Then as a chaser, they belted out Wonderwall, because nothing says elite football in confidence like Oasis after beating the team that finished last. Meanwhile, in the studio, Gary Neville and Roy Keane were quietly worried. They wondered aloud how this team copes against elite opposition. 2 men who've won everything voiced concern. 40,000 voices answered with a sing-along. The crowd showed no interest whatsoever. So where does this leave us? England top Group L on 7 points, into the round of 32. Now comes the honest verdict. Stronger opposition that will reveal whether that second half was a trend or a fluke. Remember, 1 year before this tournament, England lost 3-1 to Senegal in a friendly. That result sits awkwardly next to the singing. And Tuchel himself, he promised England will raise their levels in the knockouts. Read that again. Raise their levels. An admission, dressed up as optimism, that the current levels aren't enough. So football may yet come home, but on this evidence it booed the water, slept through an hour, and only